right now I'm going to enter into, I'm going to take you into an altered state. And I'm going to show you, and because of our time, I'm going to have you all experience this, but I'm only going to ask one person to come up, and I will use that person to demonstrate the power of this, because I can't comment for all of you, but I think you would be moved by your self-discovery. What I'm going to do is I brought my 18th century Tibetan bow here, and which is very significant, and I have some music, and I use this only because of our time, and I really want you to be here now, because that's the trick. It's interesting that we look for solutions, but we always look for outside, but the solution is really here. So if you're all here wanting to find your own inside edge internally, then you must be here and find out what you are internally and eternally. And I say that you have a center of significance that will create not only a sense of resiliency, but it will give you a different perspective of who you are, beyond all the categorical titles you might have. So this is what let me give you an overview because of our time. I'm going to ask you to put things aside, and I'm going to ask you, I'm going to go through a very short meditation to get you to be here in this room, but more important, to be in your own space. I'm going to ask you, this is going to be a closed eye experience, and I'm going to ask you and give you a direction, and I'm going to really show you how my work has been to integrate emotional intelligence, cognitive intelligence, and also intuitive intelligence. And that we need to really do this because that is who we really are. I'm always amazed of how in a world, in a society where we think we're so enlightened, that we somehow don't think about our emotional life or our spiritual life. We don't nurture that. I mean, our focus is always on the material level and on the cognitive level. But what I want to do is I want you to bring you into this, and I'm going to have you discover something about yourself, and I'm going to bring you back and have you make notations. And then I'm going to show you how you can literally dialogue with a deeper part of who you are, so that when you leave this room, you're going to feel the shift. Okay? And I think that's much more powerful than for me to tell you about my work. I'm going to actually bring you into the work. Okay? All right. So could you relax and just put things aside and uncross your legs and and I'm going to just use this as a time thing. So I'm going to ask you that we're going to all discipline ourselves, because I'm going to set it in a particular time, and I'll say you have 2 minutes, and I really mean 2 minutes, because otherwise this thing will run over, and I'll show you that we can do it. Okay? All right. So could you please close your eyes? And be here now. Be aware of the sound of the air conditioner. Can you be aware of the silence that's in this room? Can you sense the surrounding ambiance created by the individuals in this room? For instance, can you feel the commitment that's in this room? You have that capacity. I want you to also be aware of your breathing right now and use the breath as a way of centering yourself. I want you to be aware of the space that you occupy by scanning your body from the top of your head, down through your torso, down through your arms, down through your legs, and down to the tips of your toes. And so with every breath, I want you to sort of breathe the calm that surrounds you. And breathing out all the thoughts or the distractions, and just be here now, in your own space. And I'm going to make just a simple request, is that I'm inviting you to really discover something extraordinary about yourself. About your capacity to create not only resiliency, but also significance by the broadening of your own consciousness and awareness. You might think you're alone, but you're really not alone on this journey. As a community, we are all in this together. Be aware of the chair you're sitting on. Be aware of the softness, the support in your back. But come back to your breath, so that with every breath you take, you feel yourself broadening your awareness of your space and of your presence and of your center. Just letting everything go. The only reality is the now. Forget the shopping lists, forget the meetings. Just be with yourself now. And now I'm going to ask you to take your imagination and go to your place of solitude and quietude. And I'd like you to invite you to go to a place of nature. Think of a time when you were out in nature and there was absolute peace and you felt very much aligned with that peacefulness. It could be at the ocean, especially in this area. It could be the mountains, the desert. Take a moment and find and remember when you really felt aligned with the silence of your place of solitude. And I'd like you to remember this place by just having a sense that you are there. Use your imagination and find yourself being there. And what is it that you hear? What sounds? The rustling of wind, nature. What are the sounds of nature that surrounds you? See yourself walking in this place, and you can actually feel the texture of the ground that's beneath you.